I've always wondered why I feel compelled to buy things I don't need, and I bet you have too. What if I told you that your spending habits are not entirely under your control? That invisible forces are constantly tugging at your wallet, manipulating your decisions without you even realizing it? Today, we're going to dive deep into the fascinating world of the psychology of spending and uncover the emotional triggers that shape our financial decisions. Emotions. We all have them. But did you know that they play a crucial role in how we spend our money? When we're happy, we might splurge on a celebratory dinner. When we're sad, we might buy that shiny new gadget to cheer ourselves up. But why does this happen? Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain, and spending money can activate the same reward centers in our brains as eating chocolate or even falling in love. It's like our wallets are directly connected to our emotional well-being. But here's where it gets really interesting. Imagine you're sailing through the treacherous waters of your local mall. Suddenly, you hear a beautiful song. It's the siren call of instant gratification. But unlike the mythical sirens, this call doesn't lead to your doom. Or does it? Our brains are hardwired to prefer immediate rewards over future benefits. But why are we so susceptible to this? Well, it turns out that our brains haven't quite caught up with our modern world. Back in our caveman days, immediate rewards were crucial for survival. If you found food, you ate it right away. There was no such thing as saving for retirement when a saber-toothed tiger might eat you tomorrow. Have you ever felt like marketers have some kind of mind-reading superpower? Well, they kind of do. But instead of telepathy, they use psychology. Marketers are masters at exploiting our emotional triggers to make us spend more. They use colors, music, and even smells to create an environment that makes us more likely to open our wallets. But it goes even deeper than that. Ever notice how prices often end in 0.99? That's because our brains tend to round down, making $9.99 feel significantly cheaper than $10, even though the difference is just 1 cent. It's like our brains are playing a constant game of financial limbo, always trying to go lower. Remember when we used to go to the mall to see what's new and trendy? Well, now we just need to scroll through our phones. Social media has become the new shopping mall, but it's open 24/7 and fits in your pocket. Influencers showcase products, friends share their latest purchases, and targeted ads seem to know exactly what we want before we do. But here's where it gets really mind-bending. Social media doesn't just show us products, it shapes our desires. When we see our friends and influencers living seemingly perfect lives with their new purchases, it triggers a psychological phenomenon called social proof. We start to believe that if we buy the same things, we'll be happier too. It's like keeping up with the Joneses, but now the Joneses are everywhere all the time. When the going gets tough, the tough go shopping. We've all heard this phrase, but is there any truth to it? Can we really buy happiness? Well, sort of. Shopping can provide a temporary mood boost. When we buy something new, our brains release dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter. It's the same chemical released when we eat good food or fall in love. But here's the catch. This happiness is fleeting. It's like trying to fill a leaky bucket. The good feelings eventually drain away, leaving us wanting more. And this is where the concept of retail therapy becomes a slippery slope. We keep buying to maintain that happiness high, but it never quite satisfies. FOMO, fear of missing out. It's not just a trendy acronym. It's a powerful psychological force that can make our wallets tremble. But why are we so afraid of missing out? Well, it turns out that this fear is deeply rooted in our evolutionary past. In our ancestral environment, missing out on information or resources could mean the difference between life and death. So, are we doomed to be eternal slaves to our emotional spending triggers? Not necessarily. Understanding these triggers is the first step to mastering them. It's like gaining X-ray vision into your own financial decisions. By recognizing when you're about to make an emotionally driven purchase, you can pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, do I really need this? Or am I just responding to an emotional trigger? And there you have it. The psychology of spending, a complex web of emotions, evolutionary quirks, and modern-day marketing magic. By understanding these emotional triggers, you're already one step ahead in the game of financial decision-making. So the next time you feel the urge to spend, pause and ask yourself, is this my emotions talking or is it really me? And as always, thanks for watching.